morning and welcome to the LNG Marketplace Weekly News Flash. Here's the latest news we have selected for you from all over the media. Estonian energy company Alexela has opened the first public LNG filling station in the 3 Baltic states. The station is the first energy department store in the world where, in addition to petrol, diesel, and electricity, you can buy LPG, CNG, and LNG for gas-powered cars. This piece of news we found for you on Gas World. ExxonMobil has signed a 2-year time charter agreement with Sinanju Tankers to lease Singapore's first LNG new-build bunker vessel, which will fuel the ocean-going carriers in Singapore port starting the first quarter of 2020. This news we read on Seeking Alpha. By early 2023, half of all Ada Cruise Line's guests will be sailing on ships operated by LNG. The Ada Cruises was awarded the Blue Angel, the German federal government's eco-label for the environmentally friendly ship design. More information you can find on Cruise Industry News. Chinese city gas distributor Shenzhen Gas is launching this week its first fully owned terminal to import LNG. As most of China's import terminals are owned by the state-run oil and gas, this will make Shenzhen Gas the second city gas distributor backed by a local government that owns an LNG import facility. The first was Shenergy Group, which opened an LNG import terminal in Shanghai in 2008. This piece of news we found on Money US News. According to data and analytics company Global Data, Germany is expected to drive capacity growth in Europe's LNG regasification industry between 2019 and 2023. The planned project would contribute to approximately 31% of Europe's total growth, with Wilhelmshaven and Brunsbüttel being 2 upcoming ones. You can read more about this on Gas World. Global oil and gas major BP has published its master sales and purchase contract templates for its LNG trading business and says it's the first of its peers to do so. BP expects that publishing its LNG master templates will contribute to the broader discussion around standardization and liquidity for LNG transactions. The LNG industry has been pushing to streamline and standardize the contracts that govern its market to cut down on red tape and lengthy negotiations to speed up the commodities transaction to an oil-like trading model. This news we found on Reuters. As stated on Riviera Maritime, the U.S. Federal Energy Regulatory Commission will prepare an environmental impact statement for Delta LNG, making a milestone for Venture Global's LNG third proposed LNG export factory in Louisiana. This is to be constructed in 2 phases. Phase 1 of the project will build half of the facility's planned capacity. The second one will depend on market conditions. India is set to test the LNG bunker fishing boats ahead of stricter international rules on maritime fuel emission next year, in a move that could help an underused LNG terminal in the city of Koh. The think tank and advisory body Kerala Development and Innovation Strategic Council issued an expression of interest for a pilot project to use LNG to fuel fishing boats. LNG is not widely used in the fishing industry due to limited bunkering infrastructure and high costs. TK has taken the final delivery of Vladimir Voronin, the 4th in a series of 6 ARC-7 LNG tankers the company ordered in cooperation with China LNG Shipping. The vessel, named after Russian polar captain and explorer, was delivered on August 14th in the international waters off the coast of Russia, as we read on cnews.ru. The first LNG fuel ship with a lattice pressure vessel called LPV is now in service. The LPV's competitive advantage is a box-like shape which increases storage capacity. More about the details of the ship you can find on lngindustry.com. And last but not least, Freeport LNG terminal could see the first tanker arrive within days. An unladen LNG tanker appeared to be heading towards the Freeport in Texas terminal as the liquefaction facility there prepared to produce and export its first cargo. This we found out on Bloomberg. That's it for this week. Tune in next week for more news, and until then, thanks for tuning in.